Hi there everyone, it's Kim from the Shamrock Quilt Studio and it's Finish It Friday, and today's topic is 10 minutes to tidy. We did one of these once before and I found it to be very helpful to me. So we're going to do it again. I'm going to set my stopwatch for 10 minutes, and before I hit the button, let me tell you what this is all about. I pick one small area of my studio that is in complete disarray, and I spend 10 minutes tidying that one area. The rest of the room may be a disaster, and I can assure you that there is a huge pile of fabric over there that needs to be organized. But for the next 10 minutes, we're working on this. Let's go. And welcome back to the Shamrock Quilt Studio. Okay, so this is my thread drawer. Now let me show you. I have two. This one is my quilting thread, and it is pretty well organized. I generally use the Americana thread, and because I've had issues with it being hard to find, I'm stocking up. So I have a whole drawer of the thread, mostly white, but I have a selection of other colors here as well. And then this is my other thread. Before I forget, there are some up here on the wall, and those are just some colors that I use with projects that I'm working on. So I'm going to take this thread box while we're talking and tidy it up a bit. And there's a couple of spools of quilting thread in here. So we're going to go ahead and move those over here. And then there's this spool. This was a spool of YLI quilting thread that I was sent to evaluate. So I think the reason it's in here is it doesn't want to fit in this one. Let's see if we can turn that around. Also, by having these in here like this, I can see what colors I have. So if I'm going shopping, and usually the only place I can find this locally is Joann's. So if I'm going to Joann's and they have a thread sale going, I'll usually pick up a couple of spools of whatever color I think I'm going to need soon. I've been in the process of stocking the black thread because I'm working on a black quilt for the first of the year. Okay, so then we're just going to stand up all these spools. I find that's the easiest way to get started. And some of them have the little doohickey on there that holds the bobbin, but most of them do not. And I think it's interesting too that when I do this, I typically find that I've got several spools of the same color. Or I've got like this spool where I've got just a little bit of red, but I've got a whole spool of red over there. Go figure. There's another one with the bobbin. Now here's one. Why am I keeping that one? Can you see that? That one's going in the trash. Here's another one. Now I'm going to keep this, got a little bit more, and I'll just use that the next time I need to base something. Okay, so we've got all our spools of thread tidied. I've got a screwdriver in here. I don't know why. I'm going to take out some of these other things. I've got a little bobbin holder thing and I've got a bobbin of white, so I'm going to hook those together. These don't belong in here. Just a little bit of organizing. A hole punch, that goes with my EPP. Pens. I'll put those here. some more of these. I think I'll just stick those in some spools for now so we don't lose them. More pins. Okay, here's a bobbin with some thread on it that is just so crazy. I'm just going to go and take it off. Okay, so we've kind of gotten that tidied up a bit. Got a little bit of trash. And then we're going to look at what we have. So here's what we have. You can really begin to see now what's in there. Now this is a project I'm working on, so I'm going to leave it out. This one I think I'm finished working with, so we'll put it back in. Extra bobbins, we'll leave those in here for now. A buttonhole for my machine. I have no idea where that should go, but I think I'm going to put it in here with needles, and those are also the machine needles. That needs to go back with my embroidery stuff. Clips go in the clip box. Here's another one. And now, okay, and that needs to go in a different drawer and to the trash. And I'll leave this in here. This also needs to go in embroidery, and then these are some paper patterns. And I have a pattern drawer. Okay. And I'm going to put this in my EPP drawer. Well, I think I got rid of my EPP, but I'm going to put it in patterns and templates, and we can move that as necessary. So this one was already all together and ready to go. And we've tidied up this one. And I'm just looking around the studio to see if I see anything else that really needs to go in here. And I think we're good. So we're going to put this back in. Now, they're not going to all stay there, but at least I know everything that should not be there has been taken out. And I think I'm going to put some of these pin cushions down here. Okay, I have one of these carts with bins in them. It's a 10-drawer unit. And I just wanted to run down what's in these drawers, just so if you're looking to organize your studio, you'll have an idea. The first drawer is my cutting implements, my rotary cutters, my scissors. I also put anything I'm currently working on in there. So if I have, let's say I'm working on a project with my walking foot and I need to take it off, but I'm going to need it again, I put it in the top drawer. Second drawer is pens, needles, thimbles, and markers. So anything you would need to sew with. The third drawer is clips and pins. That would be my little metal bulldog clips for EPP, and also the little plastic clips that quilters use. Then the next two drawers are the thread drawer and the quilting thread drawer that you just saw. Then I have a drawer for interfacing, and I did that because my place where I store my fabrics, the interfacing would go in there and I could never find it. So I've moved it over here. I don't use a lot of interfacing, but when you need it, right? Then I have a drawer for bias tape. That would be the tape makers, the little clips that I use with it. So I've got a bunch of different things that I use to make bias tape. And then also the clips that came with this little kit. So everything there for bias tape. And then I have a drawer for paper goods. So paper that I want to take a note on, if I've got a notebook I'm keeping track of something, anything like that. The next drawer is patterns. So quilting patterns, patterns that I make, little templates, like here's templates for a project I'm working on, those would go back in that drawer. And then the last drawer is for something I call electronics. That would be things if I needed to put my little mini iron away, or if I have a TV controller or something like that, they go in that drawer. Also accessories for making videos, like little small tripods, all go in that drawer. So that has really been a very good piece of furniture or tool for the sewing room, because it holds so many things and it keeps everything divided out so you don't have to go look in every drawer to find what you need. And then on top I have my little light with the compartments to put pens and measuring tapes and stuff like that. And then that little surface helps me to keep track of glue and markers and anything I'm currently working on. So we just are slightly over 10 minutes, so I'm going to leave it here, but this has been 10 minutes to tidy, and in 10 minutes we got one drawer completely cleaned up, and we just kind of took a look at the second drawer to make sure it was still in good shape. And if you have just little snippets of time, this could be a very valuable way for you to go about organizing your studio. Now, it's not going to work for large projects like organizing your fabrics, because take it from me, I know you can't do that in 10 minutes, but you might be able to pull it all out and then take segments of 10 minutes at a time to organize 10 minutes worth, and then walk away and come back again. Or you may choose to use those 10 minutes to organize something else, or even do a little bit of sewing. So if you find that you don't have enough time to do the sewing and the organization in your sewing area that you need, consider using a 10-minute to tidy philosophy to get you started. Thanks so much for joining us. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe. Turn that notification on so you know when I've dropped a new video. And we'll see you next week at the Shamrock Quilt Studio.